So there's different beings in the world. Some have this, some have that. The Gemara even says that there's mermaids. Mermaids, meaning that it looks like a human for part of the body, and there's a fish for the other part of the body.
How come we don't see these creatures?
Go dive in the middle of the Atlantic, go to the bottom of the ocean, maybe you'll find one.
No, but like the other beings.
You don't see radio waves, you still use a phone though.
Yeah.
So, why do you use a phone if you don't see radio waves?
Well, we know
Because you need it, right?
Yeah, but we know
Just
radio-
meaning that just because you don't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So that's it. Just because we don't see mermaids, going up to the beach and saying, "Oh, hi, Jacob, you want to go on a date?" Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because you don't see a lot of things doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You don't see it, huh?
Chernobyl, radioactivity, everyone died.
Right. You don't see it, but it happens. There's a lot of things in the world that we haven't seen but exist. Point is that if Torah says that something exists, for sure it exists. There are many things in the Torah that we only discovered recently, even though we already said that it existed many, many years ago. So we don't look for science to prove the Torah. We have the Torah, and eventually science catches up to the Torah. So just because something that the Torah writes exists and science hasn't verified it, doesn't mean that science is right. It just means that science is behind. It's going to take a time. For example, until about 400 years ago, most people thought that there is somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 stars, because that's what they were able to see with the original version of a telescope. The naked eye could see somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 stars, but with some glass, you could see probably 8,000 stars. But the Gemara in Masechet Brachot, page 32b, says that not only is there not 8,000 stars, but rather there is 1,064,340,000,000,000,000,000,000, meaning 10 to the 18th power of stars in the universe. 10 to the 18th power. 10 with 18 zeros after it. So when people read this Gemara, I said, "Oh, this must be crazy. These people are crazy. Who has these such numbers? How can you prove this?" Well, the beautiful thing is, in 1994, NASA connected their new telescope to a supercomputer that estimated that there is 10 to the 19th power of stars, meaning they had an estimate which was getting close to our number. But then a more advanced telescope came out in Australia in 2004 and came out with a number much closer to ours, which is actually 10 to the 18th power. Meaning they're very, very close, but we're precise. We have the 640,340 part. So it took NASA and other scientists a couple of thousand years to catch up to what the Torah wrote 2,000 years ago. That doesn't mean that the Torah was wrong. It means that science was wrong. It's just that, too bad for them. They should learn the Torah and avoid spending the $970 billion it took them to discover this. It would have been for free.